Hello, good evening, you guys, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Hope that you guys are doing okay. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps keep the video in the algorithm, okay? So make sure you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment and all of those great things, okay? Um, as I said, I don't know if I just said that, but I'm gonna say it again. If you want to support the channel, hit up the Cash App or the Super Thanks, okay? You guys, Big 30 has gotten a bond, okay? Big 30 has gotten a bond. Um, and his attorney, Art Horn, is saying he's hopeful that or he has a lot of hope um that he's going to beat these charges, especially since Gucci Mane has said publicly that he is not going to cooperate. Hold on one second.
On house arrest after he was charged, along with Pooh Shiesty last week. Memphis rapper Big 30 is now on house arrest after he was charged, along with Pooh Shiesty last week, on kidnapping and robbery charges. But Big 30's attorney says that he expects to appeal. Fox 13 told you this morning that a judge in North Texas ordered Pooh Shiesty's dad, Lontrell Williams Sr., to be brought back to Dallas after he was also granted house arrest in Memphis. Fox 13's investigative reporter Kayla Solomon joins us live downtown at the federal court. Kayla, it was a packed courtroom for today's hearing.
Yeah, Darcy, and a number of them were family members, loved ones, supporters of Big 30. Ultimately, a judge decided to assign him a $100,000 bail amount with standard bond conditions like a curfew, as well as an ankle monitor. But I heard from his attorney, Arthur Horn, who tells me he's expecting an appeal soon.
Here's a young man that has turned his life around and is trying to make something of himself, and unfortunately has gotten himself caught up in a situation that has nothing to do with him.
Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, was given a $100,000 bail by a federal judge with standard bond conditions. But attorney Arthur Horn says the fight to keep him out of custody isn't over.
Going to file an appeal, and they're going to appeal the judge's decision, and we will have to have another detention hearing in Texas on the same facts, just like you saw today.
Wright is one of 9 men facing federal charges stemming from the alleged kidnapping and robbery of rapper Gucci Mane and others in a Dallas recording studio in January. One of Wright's co-defendants, Memphis rapper Lontrell Williams Jr., or Pooh Shiesty, was signed to Gucci Mane's label, 1017 Records. Prosecutors say the incident started when the rapper asked to be released from his recording contract, and Gucci Mane said no. Horn says Big 30 has nothing to do with that.
He has no interest in whether Pooh Shiesty has a contract with 1017 or he doesn't. They're going to make music together regardless.
Horn says he's ready to see how this case plays out in Texas.
I think the interesting thing that we've seen in the last couple of days is that Gucci Mane has come out publicly and said that he's not cooperating with the government.
And it is worth noting that last week we did hear from an FBI agent who said that he had not heard from Gucci Mane either. He also noted that there were no working video cameras inside this recording studio at the time of this incident. Darcy.
That is fine.
Okay, so they're betting on Gucci Mane not testifying, but here's the thing, or cooperating, but here's the thing, there were other people there that actually witnessed this, right? Gucci Mane was not the only person. So I guess since they're saying that there was no working cameras, it would be their word against theirs. Where, I mean, it's obvious that he was there. Okay. It's obvious that he was there. So that's on camera, them walking in. So he cannot refute that. Arthur Horn is ready to, play a few little games, and they're betting on Gucci Mane not saying anything. But Gucci Mane does not have to say anything, okay? Because there were other people there that would be willing to, maybe they'd be willing to testify. I don't know. But I wonder if he's going to be able to stay out of trouble, because he's saying that they got to go to Texas and go before a judge in Texas. Now, there's one thing in Memphis, okay, and now they got to go to Texas and do the same thing. Now, we heard that one judge, as far as it relates to Pooh Shiesty's father, had given him a bond, and then another judge, um, they filed a motion or something, um, to have that, I guess, retracted, and that was blocked, and now he's got to go back to Texas or something like that. Hold on, let me see if I could pull that up. What's his name? Luntrail. Um, so they're betting on Gucci Mane. They wanna shame Gucci Mane. Okay, into I wonder why Big 30 didn't call me. Okay, I'm a bail bondsman. I could have made that commission. Would have had him out in no time. It's been plenty of rappers. And I don't never say nothing. I ain't got on my show and said nothing. Okay. As a matter of fact, it's a lot of them I don't even talk about, because when I was over there at that bonding company all the time, I had to bail bond their asses out, and I never got on here and said a damn word, okay? Because I be wanting them to come back. And that's good commission for me, because these rappers be showing their asses, okay? They need to sit down, but they pays cash, okay? The cash be right. Let's see, Luntrail Williams, Senior. So he would be Luntrail Williams, Senior, right? Let's see. I don't think it's going to be as easy as they think. Let's see, Luntrail Williams makes bond. Okay. So it's saying Pooh Shiesty's, the father of Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty, made bond on Monday, but has been ordered to stay in Texas. Court documents show. According to court documents, Luntrail Sr., father of Pooh Shiesty, also known as Luntrail Williams Jr., paid his $250,000, which was a $25,000 deposit. What court was that? That was why they ain't call. He could have called me too. Okay. That was in Memphis. That was in Tennessee. Let's see. Somebody making good commission off of them. I bet you they can't even get them out as fast as I can. Says this comes after Williams Senior, Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty, and Big 30 were accused of alleged robbery and kidnapping. Okay, so he's got to go back to Texas, and I'm sure he's back in Texas. Like I said, I think that's crazy. They saying Pooh Shiesty is not going to cooperate. But you got other people that was there. I guess what Art is hoping is that Gucci Mane can influence the people that work for him to not say anything, but they've already given statements. When you give statements and then you try to recant those statements, and you try and recant those statements, they're not getting ready to get in trouble for that, for falsifying and giving false statements and things of that nature. Okay, I think Gucci Mane is playing chess. Okay, I really do. I think he's playing chess with this situation. He's being quiet, and I think there's an energy being put into the atmosphere, just as Black Youngster and them did the same thing to Dolph when they shot Dolph. Remember, Black Youngster told on his own fool self, because he got on there and said, "I don't know nothing. Somebody's snitching." So he had just said in one breath he didn't know nothing, then said somebody snitching. So he was trying to shame Dolph, but he made his own ass look like the damn fool that he is, right? Because he actually told on himself. So this whole situation is interesting. I like Big 30. I do. I don't know what his part was. I don't. But it's obvious that he was there, and I would be shocked if it's a slap on the wrist. I would be shocked. But here's the thing now. When they start giving them bonds, that's a indication that whatever is going on with him is not going to be as steep as Shiesty. So I'm gonna tell you what the Fed's gonna do. If they want him real bad, they'll get about building another case against him. When they want you, they start building. They start adding on and adding on, so that they can hit you real hard, right? And the FBI agent did say now that this was pretty fast. It's faster than normal because when the feds are investigating, it's they watch you upward of 7 years or more, and that's the God's truth. That's the reason why their conviction rate is so high, and is oftentimes really airtight, because they don't do microwave stuff. They watch you upward of 7 years or more. Okay. um so that they have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. That's why they're the alphabet boys. They're gonna have that. They're gonna go from A to Z. They're gonna have something on you from A to Z. Okay. So yeah, but hey, listen, I do wish Big 30 the best. I don't know what his part was. I wish Big 30 had not gotten himself into that. Okay. I know that he has a loyalty to Pooh Shiesty. I know that he has a loyalty to Pooh Shiesty. Um, but I mean, these dudes are being loyal to a fault. His loyalty should be to his motherfucking kids and himself. Okay, he should know better than to go and get himself, caught up in something that's stupid. I do believe there's going to be some type of repercussions. Our horn is, our horn is fine. Okay, our horn, he looking good again. Okay, looking like a snack. But I don't. He ain't. He's slick. He's suave and slick and all of that. And that's what they pay him to be. But I don't think Art Horn is going to be able to totally get him out of this, because this happened in Texas, and them Texas. I don't really know why anybody would ever go to Texas to commit a damn crime. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what happened when Katrina happened. When Katrina happened, it's funny because I was sitting here looking at the Katrina movie on Netflix, and a lot of those thugs that was committing those crimes was going to Texas committing crimes, and they said that they said that they knew um, that they was probably, but the crimes were different. They was going into houses and killing whole families, to include the babies, you know. And they thought that the laws were the same in Texas as in Louisiana. They can go and arrest you if they don't have anybody to come forward within 30 days. They have to release you in Louisiana, right? You ain't charged, they have to release you. And so I was listening to on the TV a Texas investigators say, we told them, listen, you're in Texas. The laws here, you're not going to be released in 30 days. They thought they were going to be released. The laws here are different, and they was frying them. Okay. That's one of the reasons why a lot of those guys from New Orleans, especially if they was infested or invested in a life of crime, they took their asses on back to New Orleans. Okay. And once they convict you down there in New Orleans, they don't play. It's just that if what they was doing, they was killing the witnesses or intimidating the witnesses down there. Okay, well, nobody would come forward because they didn't want their families hurt or anything like that. So that's kind of what they betted on, but it was different in Texas. They weren't gonna let you go in 30 days. Okay. And so everybody knows you don't go to Texas to commit no damn crime, because Bush was the governor down there forever and he fixed them laws. Okay. He fixed them. They're a little different down there. Okay. And because if you go to death row down there in Texas, like in Tennessee and other places, you go to death row, you subject to outlive all of us. In Texas, they're gonna execute you. They're going to fry you. You're not gonna sit there, and you ain't gonna have all these damn appeals for years and years. By the ninth year, they're gonna go ahead on and take you to the chair. or put the needle up in you. Okay. And I think Oklahoma might be second. They might be second to and Oklahoma is down there by Texas, I do believe. But I think they come second behind Texas when it comes to executions. But everybody knows that you just don't, not unless you're a damn fool. You don't go up in Texas and commit no crimes, especially if you got on a damn ankle monitor. You already on Fed probation. See, he wasn't even supposed to be there, Pooh Shiesty. So his situation is different. So you got a lot of damn fools talking about, yeah, 30 coming home. Pooh Shiesty gonna come home too. Pooh Shiesty was on paper. His situation, you see, they ain't budging on him, period. Okay, if anything he violated, he's gonna have to go finish out his 3 years, even if he get off on the rest of it. And I doubt that, because what they've been on is nobody talking. So, like I said, they're creating an energy on the internet to Gucci is a snitch. He need to be one. He ain't no snitch. That's taking care of yourself, okay? And I feel like this, Gucci got way more money than these dudes. I think it's better for the Gucci to go ahead and tell the folks on him, because if he don't, he gonna send a hit on them one day, okay? And I don't want to see them dead. All right, I don't want to see him dead. See, I think of people in our community such damn fools. They say, "You's a snitch." They try to say being a snitch is the worst damn thing you could do. You go out here, commit all these crimes, raping kids and women. They'll smoke weed with you with that. They'll dap you up. That's supposed to be the worst thing that these damn fools could do. But hey, folks go along with that. They scared you're gonna be a snitch. They want to shame you and talk about being a rat like the Italians used to do. Okay. That's where they get that from, so that these young dudes can get bad and go and do their time. See, the truth of the matter is folks want to commit crimes, but they don't want to go to jail. So they want to trick some weak, feeble mind, lesser vessel into going and doing their time for them by saying, I know you ain't going to be no snitch. Tell it. Hell, if you start telling on them, they'll stop doing all these crimes. Okay, because we already know they go and commit the crimes, but they such sissies, they don't want to go do their damn time. They want somebody else to do it for them. They want to be able to rape the women and the little girls and the babies and all that without any repercussions, right? So we don't need them in the community, and you just as big as a part of the damn problem when you don't get them up out of the community, okay? Especially if you ain't gonna do nothing else to them, because they supposed to be handled, okay? But I digress. Okay. But shout out to 30. Okay. These boys are going to jail and they getting these big bonds and stuff. And I know they be looking at my show. I done told them I'm a bondsman. On my card, I got, if you want out, I got the clout. I can have you out quick. You ain't gonna have to wait all day to get out. And I done bailed out plenty of rappers. You ain't never heard me get on here and say nothing. Because when I was sitting over there at the midnight shift, they were coming. It was been a few of their representatives coming knock on their window. I had to tell the deputy sheriffs, look out the window. It's somebody, they damn eyes dancing and shit at the window. I had my gun with me too. I didn't want to shoot them. But a lot of times, such and such, I'll never say who it was. I would write up their bond. They paid their cash. And I don't know if they knew who I was or not. I never got on here and said a word. I'm real confidential. Ask Orange Man Quit. They called me and tried to hire me for his defense team. Well, he tried to hire me. I never said a damn word. I didn't take the case, but I never said a word. I'm very confidential when it comes to certain things. Okay. But so if you ever go to jail and you need somebody to bond you out and you want to get out quick, give me a call. Okay. Especially if you got a high bond like that. I'll get up at 2:00 in the morning. I'm going to but you need to, okay, because it was $100,000 bond. I need that whole 10. Okay. If it's $250,000, I'm gonna need that 25. I need it all in cash. Okay. Anyways, you guys, and then I have you out in an hour or so because I got it like that. Anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App.